Hey, hi, hello, welcome to Lost in Prose, where we talk about all things bookish. And in today's video, I will be wrapping up all the books that I read in the month of March. So let's begin. So March was comparatively a slower reading month. I don't know why. I just did not feel like reading a lot, and so that's why I just ended up reading three books, out of which two were quite under 100 or 200 pages, basically, and honestly, I think I have loved all the books that I've read in March. There's literally not even one book which I didn't like, and that is just, you know, just makes me so happy. And also, in a rather different turn of events, I read something that included poetry. I mean, are you serious? Me reading poetry? That is so unlikely. But this is a collection of poems, prose, and everything like, in between. It's basically a mixture of poems as well as prose. It's named as Breathwork by the author is Devanshi. And the poetry in this is literally so beautiful. The way it tackles with grief, longing, and separateness, and also the words, the choice of words, and the feelings they evoke basically is just beautiful. You could check out my review of the book on my Instagram channel, where I also added a few annotations. So maybe that could literally pique your interest a little bit more. But basically, this is a beautiful book. Devanshi is a self published author, and she is writing such amazing things, and I really want to read more by her. All in all, it is definitely a book that you should check out, especially if you are an aspiring writer, writing poetry specifically, or you like poetry just in general, which is a popular genre nowadays. People do read a lot of poetry. But this is definitely a lot of depth, which I absolutely enjoyed, because I usually don't read a lot of poems. So I don't understand what took over me when I actually started reading this, that I couldn't put it down. And it's just mesmerizing, honestly. It really, really is. All right. Next up is The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. I love this book so much. This is definitely a 4.5 to 5 star read for me. It is so wholesome. It is so heartfelt. It is so cute. I mean, I haven't read a book like this for quite a while now. I think this genre, I don't know even where to place it, is one of my favorites. And I really like comforting book recs like these ones, and maybe I will make a video on it. So stay tuned next week, guys. The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams is basically about Mukesh Patel and Alicia. Mukesh Patel, he pops up to the local library, and he usually doesn't do that. It's highly unlikely of him to do so. He usually just does his rounds of grocery shopping, and watches his David Attenborough, Attenborough Attenborough documentaries. And he just randomly pops up into a local library, and he doesn't know what his life is about to change. And also Alicia, who is a reluctant librarian, he meets Alicia over there basically, and she is the keeper of a curious reading list. And actually, just if you love books about books and books about reading, and with books with main characters as readers, and I think then you'll really love this one, because this was so cute. And of course, if you haven't checked out my version of A Love Letter to Books, then you should check it out. I'll link it below. And basically, sorry, I kind of went off topic. He meets Alicia, who's a reluctant librarian and the keeper of a curious reading list, which is just a scrappy piece of paper with the names of basically 9 books. And it doesn't seem anything special, yet something tells her, or basically just seeks her to keep it with herself or safely. And story by story, Mukesh and Alicia, they come, they work their way through the list, and they come closer in ways that are very wholesome and so cute. I really can't believe that this book is so underrated. How I haven't heard of it. I randomly picked it up in the crossword bookstore at JLF, and I'm so glad I did. And I just, is so cute. You really, really should read it. It's a definite 4.5 or 5 star read. Just curl up with this book on the corner of a sofa with a hot beverage in your hand, or whatever your drink of choice is, basically, and you will absolutely enjoy this. If you feel a change of lighting in this shot, I am extremely sorry for that. But anyway, moving on to the last book that I read this month, it was Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest, which is novelized by Charles Osborne. And OMG, I believe that every reader, after reading a slow paced, comforting book, should read a fast paced murder mystery. That's how there'll always be an equilibrium in a reader's mind. So, this has been theorized by Lost in Prose. So, I hope you guys will validate my hypothesis, and I'll be presenting my paper soon. So, this is The Unexpected Guest by Agatha Christie, which is originally a play, but this has been novelized by Charles Osborne, as I said earlier. And I really want to watch an enactment of the play after reading this, which was so amazing. This does not waste time. This book literally does not waste time, and it just begins directly where the description leaves you at. And it's so amazing the way it picks up, and then it just ends till the last line. You can't guess what's happening and or who the murderer was, basically. So that is so typical of Agatha to do so. Her books are amazing, and I think this is now one of my favorite Agatha Christie works, because it just was so crisp and so concise, because I haven't read a quicker murder mystery than this. So on the first day, I read only about 10 to 15 pages, and then on the next day, I read it till the end, all 160 pages. And mom was like, let's go sleep. I was like, no, wait, I want to finish this first. And it really was on my mind for quite a while. So basically, it's about a stranger when he runs his car into a ditch somewhere near South Wales due to dense fog, and then he enters the nearest home or nearest isolated house that he could see, basically, and he discovers a woman standing over a dead body of her own husband, and she has a gun in her hand, and she accepts that she has committed the murder. And the unexpected guest basically offers to help her to concoct a story to, kind of escape the law, basically. But is it possible that Laura, who was the wife, by the way, she is just faking it, and she's actually helping someone else, and she isn't the one who committed the murder after all? So this is what the description of the book says, and I think you'll really, really like it if you are a murder mystery fanatic, or even if you're a beginner. I think this is the place to go, because the language isn't that difficult and it doesn't go on and on, so you can really finish it really, really quick. All right, so these are all the books that I read in the month of March. These aren't a lot, honestly, but I think quality over quantity was the best description of the month. Basically, it definitely is. I loved each and every one of these books, and I love how each of them are so diverse in genres. And also, these are all by female authors, which I loved, because I wanted to do something for March. So I also did a Women's Day TBR, out of which I haven't read any in March, honestly. Oops. But all of these, nonetheless, are by women, and I kind of loved that, honestly. And I really enjoyed all these books. So if you want more recommendations and more chaotic wrap ups with my very frizzy hair, then you should consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and also hitting the bell icon and commenting down below. And we'll meet each other next week on Friday with a very exciting video. Excited is me, exciting is the video. With a very exciting video, which I already have planned. So goodbye.